Hey, good morning, everyone. We'll go ahead and call to order the November 25th Board of Commissioners meeting. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. First off, we've got Pastor Noah Neff Jr., I believe. Pastor, you want to come up to the podium and give our opening prayer? He's from the Pleasant View Mennonite Church. Thanks for being here today.
Okay, shall we go to the Lord in prayer? Mighty God in heaven, we thank you for this day. God, it is a beautiful day that you have given to us. You have allowed us to be able to be here today at this meeting, God. We want to thank you for, most of all, for your son, Jesus, the one who gave his life for each one of us, dear God, that we can be set free. God, this morning I want to thank you for our county that we live in, God. We thank you for Davis County. We thank you for our commissioners. We thank you for everyone that is involved throughout and being able to those that are in authority, God. And we want to thank you. We commit them, Lord, into your care. Lord, I pray you will give them wisdom, Lord, in decision-making, Lord, that at the end of the day, dear God, that everything would glorify you. Lord, we want to thank you, we love you, we worship you, and we adore you. And it's in Christ's name we do pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Kent Parisian called me last night. He has an appointment, a knee appointment, and he will be here. And I told him if something comes up with the appointment and it takes longer, don't worry about it. We'll go ahead and move him to another meeting. So, so when he comes in, we'll work him into the agenda. Should have received a copy of the meeting minutes from October 28th. Were there any questions?
Nope, look good.
Looks
I'll make a
good.
motion to approve.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Cook. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Keith. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes 3-0. All right, we had a work session on November 14th. We're kind of still working through the mechanics of these work sessions. And commissioners, please jump in here. It's interesting, whenever you're getting ready to jump off of a board, you start providing all kinds of advice on what the next board needs to be doing. But with everything we have going on in Daviess County, a lot of great things going on. Communication, planning, camaraderie, all that is going to be more and more important. So we wanted to have like a work session where we can just get around the table and there's nothing off limits, and it's just discussion. And then anything that kind of sticks, then that goes on to the next council meeting, the next commissioner meeting, to be kind of vetted out in public. So we're still trying to massage that on, how can we do that with it not being a public meeting? Because you want to be open and honest, and to have the crowd and they don't know the context behind it, it gets a little more complicated. So I don't know if that's a reality or not, but I know the commissioners would like to do that more often. We'd like to bring in the council more often and just kind of break down these silos that just inherently get built just because of our different responsibilities.
Some of it's administrative stuff, all those things.
Admin stuff, personnel issues, and those can be broken off
Right.
if we have enough of those. So anyway, we'll keep working toward. This was turned into like a public meeting. It was on record, and which is totally fine. But that was the special meeting that we had on November 4th, was that work session. So we talked about the building permit job description, the board appointments, economic development contract, and the road improvement plan were the main topics. So anyway, I just wanted to keep moving that idea forward, and just to see what can we do in what setting. So if there's no changes to these minutes, I would entertain a motion to approve.
I wasn't there, so go.
So moved.
A motion made by Commissioner Cook. I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 2-0. All right, there was no highway meeting this morning. Chris, how are you?
Okay, I've got several little things to go through. It's all up there, but I might not go in. The thing I have is the annual bids, the awarding of the annual bids. And I think, did you guys get a copy of the annual bids, like our
Yes.
summary?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one is number 6, Stone, which is Cave Quarries, Rogers Group, U.S. Aggregates. And we want to accept all, you know, we bid out the stone and stuff like that, but we really accept all of them because it's a supply and demand kind of feature. They might be the lowest bidder, but they might not have the stone that we need at the time we need it, so we have to go elsewhere. And they've got number 6 also has a freight rate, which the stone is delivered to the townships. And again, we accept all. There's some that are lower in different townships and different areas than others, but depending on where we're working and where we're delivering to, we need to get the availability to get that stone. Item number 3 is concrete and masonry products, and that is Jones & Sons and JJ's Concrete, and we would accept all of them. Both their bids are very good, and again, that product depends on the location, the timing and availability of the concrete that we want to get from them. Just because we want it doesn't mean that they're not booked, so we accept all bids there. Flowable fill is the same thing with Jones & Sons and JJ's. Depends on the availability of the supplier, so we would accept all. Sand and gravel, number 5, we accept all, which is Rogers Group in Knox County and Jones & Sons here in Washington. We go to number 3 is HDPE pipe, which is a plastic pipe. So on the ATSM, we accept Kemp's bid, and on the AASHTO, we accept Civilcon and Civil Supplies bid. And them are, again, we hate to have bids and just accept everybody, but there's so many variables on them because it depends on the freight rates.
Sure.
Like some companies, I can order one piece of pipe and it don't cost me anything. Another one, I have to get $10,000 minimum order to be able to get it, piece of pipe. So we do accept all them. Item 3, metal pipe. We accept all. It's the same scenario as a plastic pipe. Just looking at my notes, I got $6,500 to avoid freight, $8,500 to avoid freight, $7,500 to avoid freight. Typically on metal pipes nowadays, we just order one single pipe as needed for a specific job. We don't stock and put metal culverts under the roads because they don't last as long as the plastic ones. Lubricating, grease, antifreeze, item number 1, we accept Bustlers, the lowest bid and the responsible supplier. Item number 10, calcium chloride, we accept Great Lakes. Asphaltic bituminous material, which is Milestone, Calcar, and EMB paving. We accept all, and then we're very competitive bids. And again, they list 20 items, and one might be cheaper than the other here and there. We're not just basically cherry picking out of each one, but it depends on where we're at, what we're doing, and the timing of the suppliers.
So on the hot asphaltic, is that price, is that per linear foot or
That's per ton.
per ton? Okay.
Per ton. So they give you a ton. If there's some, I think there's some tack oil and stuff in there, that would be per gallon, but
Okay.
90% of that is per ton. For just the material is the bottom half of it, the top half of it, where you see skip paving and stuff, that's for them actually doing the job. So when we do our annual bids for our CCMG, it's a lot cheaper to get them to pave 10 miles than it is to come and have them pave 500 foot. So that's what the price differences are. But that is prices per ton. Item number 9, tiling various county roads. We accept Kemp's bid. And I missed one, I think. Let me turn back page. I think it was on the first. Oh, that emulsions part of it on the hot asphaltic bituminous material, and then the asphalt and emulsions. For the oil, tack, and binder materials, we would accept asphalt materials. And for the rejuvenating seal, we would accept Rejuve Tech on that one. Then we go back to the concrete boxes, which is item number 8 on the last page. We would accept JJ's as the low responsible bidder. So that takes care of that.
Okay. You want, we'll go ahead and go with this then. Any questions,
No.
commissioners? No, thank you for all your work. I know this is tedious, but it's very important. So I entertain a motion to accept all the bids as described by Chris.
So moved.
A motion made by Commissioner Keith. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Aye, motion passes 3-0.
And then the next thing I have is, we have talked about this before, but I don't think we've talked about it, anything necessarily in a motion made in the meeting. We talked in other public meetings when we applied for the Bridge 95 federal grant that is up in Ragglesville. It'd be east of Ragglesville, 975 north. We applied for it last October. We didn't get it, so we had said if we didn't apply for it, didn't get it last call, we would reevaluate, redo it, and apply again. Last time we applied for that bridge as a rehab, but with our conversations with NDOT and the money that we had to spend for a rehab, we thought it would be more beneficial to the county to apply for that same bridge, but as a replacement instead of a rehab. So where we're at now, make sure I find my paper here to give you the totals. We did all the work as a replacement. It's a $4.1 million bridge. The local match to that would be $824,000. So that'd be 20% of that total amount. And I know I had, we talked about signing a paper. I got a couple papers here to sign if you guys agree to that.
What was the total again?
4.1, I'm just doing some round figures here,
Sure.
but $4.1 million. And the match is $824,000. That's 80% federal and 20% LPA. And that construction probably wouldn't happen until 2030, 2031. On the back of my paper, I'd sent some, I got a paper to, did I send you these, Casey? I guess you guys got them, okay. With that bridge, I would think that we got the commissioner's match money that we use to match our grants that we get, but also by looking at our history and what we've had in our bridge fund, our cumulative bridge fund, and being able to plan ahead and not just wait till the bridge gets a critical failure and gets shut down, and then all of a sudden, hey guys, you got to fix that bridge. But that bridge is on our priority list. I've got our priority list of bridges that need to be replaced. That bridge is on there. That's probably one of the longest bridges. It's 120 foot long. So by applying for these grants and projecting out, we can save towards that and not be hit with it all at once. But I think the bridge fund over the next 7 years could contribute $412,000 to it, and then get the other $412,000 out of the match monies from the commissioners.
So is the 4.1, is that $2,031 or?
It's broke up on, I got this here I could give you. It's broke up on, so the preliminary engineering is 2027,
Okay.
which is
So
2026
they
for
already
us.
date stamped the pricing?
Yeah, so
Okay.
the way these grants work is like engineering, utilities, construction inspection, we pay the total, and then we get reimbursed 80% of it. And then, so really, we're just paying 20% of it. That's what the LPA vouchers are for, showing us that we get back. The construction part of these projects are usually so big that they don't have the locals pay that and reimburse them. They just bill us for our matching portion of it.
But the
And
four-
Laura Phillippe's here, so she knows probably more of that than I
At
do.
the 4.1, I mean, the commissioners in 29 and 30, I mean, they're gonna see a $4.1 million project and not a 4.9.
Yeah, and it'll start, like, in
Yeah.
next year, we'll start
Okay,
building towards that with preliminary engineering and utility relocations and stuff like that.
and when will you know if we get the grant or not?
No,
Or
probably first week
at the
of March.
26th? Okay, good.
But it's, if you guys agree to it, then I've got a paper for the president to sign, which
Okay.
tells us it's our financial commitment letter that as a county, we're committed to going after this grant.
Nathan, you were asking that, so that way we don't spend money and not get the grant is what you're saying, right?
No, I just want to make sure that the 4.1's 4.1. I thought that they post-dated it based off the time of construction.
Well, and these are estimates again, because
Yeah.
you're looking out to, so, when the construction comes in, it may be cheaper, and I can give you some examples of that. When the bids actually come in for the construction of it, it could be cheaper, it could be more.
Yeah,
This is the best guess estimate to be able
So
to.
far in our 11 years that I've been here, it's been relatively close.
We've had one, which was the Montgomery Bridge, that came in higher than what was expected, but I think that was the timing of it during COVID and materials and stuff. Most of the ones I do a lot of estimates for our CCMG grants, and I'm having a hard time where I'm overestimating, and then the actual bids coming in lower than what I estimate, and everybody thinks that's good, but it's not really good, because then that's just that much money that I don't get to collect from this grant that I've got to send back to NDOT. So I want to collect
Well,
all
and-
that's available.
And we took it from another municipality too, because there was only so much money to give out, so
Yeah,
we want them to be as accurate as possible.
yes.
Any questions on the Raglandsville
No, I
Bridge?
think it's on your list, a priority. It's good to be a little proactive and wait till we have to close the road, something happens to it. That's,
Yes.
You want to go through all of these and then vote on all of
Yeah,
them?
yeah, we can. And then I got papers I need signed. I think I sent some for the auditor's department, as far as the proceeding for the grant, so they've got the paperwork. I've got two other ones, and they're the same area. When we applied for the bridge, we also applied for the guardrails on St. Mary's Road that go over the causeway. We would have liked it to be one project, but the separation of the causeways causes us to put in for two applications. But basically on that, turn to my page here, the South Causeway, which is the longest causeway, is $822,766 is the total. And that is a safety grant, so it's a 90% federal, 10% match, so our portion would be $82,000, $276. And it would be the same thing, we probably wouldn't know till March if we get it. The North Causeway is a smaller causeway, and the total on it was $596,357, and our matching portion would be $59,635. That's a 90-10. We applied for this before you guys were all in the meeting with NDOT that we had. I think Tom was there too. They didn't like some of the things about this one. And I think some of it was the PE costs were higher. Some of the things were duplicated. So I worked on it, changed it, got in contact with a different agency to give me some more accurate quotes. We were able to lower the total by, I think it was $822,000. So, yeah, NDOT was kind of right on their assessment of our grant presentation was not very good. So that would be the same thing. It'd be a 5-year out grant. Start making payments on it in 2026. That one, I think I did some work about where the funds would come from. So it's the same thing. We've got to pay for the PE, the utility replacement or relocations, and the construction inspections at 100%. Then we get reimbursed. The actual construction of it, they will just bill us for what our matching portion is, which is 10%. And I've got it put down that we've got highway construction projects under the commissioner's budget, And then we've got money that we put in there under guardrails for this year's budget that we thought we were gonna get this grant and we didn't. So that money will actually just turn to cash. I talked to Jen about this, so she can help explain everything to me. But, so that will turn to cash and we won't use it this year. But then in March, we get this grant, then we don't have it appropriated for this year, but we would go back to the council and ask them if we can turn some of that money that was for this project, that turned into cash, get it appropriated to proceed with this project or a percentage of it. So I don't think we'd be out any money. I think by looking at my budget and what we use our money for in the MVH and stuff, I think we would be able to support this project out of MVH. The only thing I would need from the commissioners is in the 26, 27 year and the 30 year, the construction year, I would probably need about $200,000 in 26 and 27 out of the construction projects, highway construction projects under the Commissioners General. And in 30, about $106,000 to pay for all of it, and then that would be returned. So for this project, I'm not even asking anything out of the match monies except for to pay the total, but we will get it reimbursed back to you guys. And I've got all the stuff wrote down by year, what it would cost us each year. So them are the two causeway ones. And we feel like the North Causeway, again, not to talk about stuff we haven't talked about already, but the North Causeway has no guardrails on it. The South Causeway has a guardrail that doesn't meet any kind of standard. It's actually not even a guardrail, it's a cable system. It's a single cable system. It's too low. If a car was to exit the roadway, it would probably go right over the cable system, and it's not gonna stop or deflect anything. So we do feel there's a need for that there.
Sure.
So them are the grants.
All right, let's go ahead and grab those real quick here. Commissioners, any questions on the three?
No?
I'll make a motion to approve the grants as presented by Chris.
Okay, motion made to approve by Commissioner Cook. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Keith. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. You have some letters to sign as well.
Yes.
Okay.
You want me to bring them up at the end here?
If you want to bring them over now, that's the way, I'll just keep all this straight for you.
Okay. So this letter, I didn't send this to ladies over there. This is for the president to sign.
Okay.
And it's just showing our financial commitment to these projects. And then I think, Jen, who signs them other ones that I sent you guys, like the R form? Do they have to sign that? Yeah. Okay, so speaking of bridges, we'd actually like to put out a bid for construction of another bridge. It's on our priority list, which I guess you got the priority list. So the number one bridge that's on our priority list is on 900 East between 500 South and 600 South. And we've already got the box made for that. Now we're looking to find a time to put it in. So that one's gonna be taken off of. The other one's the Ragglesville Bridge. It's number one on the rehabilitation, which turned into a replacement. And then we've got like 5 rail car bridges. And I couldn't never get the actual cost, but we probably actually got more than 5, but we got 5 rail car bridges that are on our priority list to be replaced. The state is changing what they're mandating in inspection on these bridges, and they've just sent us a thing where I think we're gonna probably have to ask for more money or move money around. I think it's about another $20,000 to do the inspection, the required inspection on these bridges. So rail cars have to be inspected every 12 months now. So there's a cost with that inspection. They're never gonna come off of our priority list to be replaced. So we're gonna start looking at replacing them bridges. If you know what a rail car bridge is, it's actually an old rail car that they just cut the wheels off and put it down and put a deck on it. and they're too narrow
And they worked just fine for 40 years.
well, they've probably been in longer than 40 years, but, you know, they just crack and pop and make noises. And I know every time I talk to the ex-highway supervisor, Larry Macklin.
Barry Macklin, yeah.
I say something about the rail car bridges being on our priority list, and they're charging us to inspect them every 12 months. And he'll send me a picture of a fully loaded locomotive sitting on one of them rail cars, and he'll tell me that thing can't hold a car. Like, I know it, but I don't make the rules. So we do have one, though. It is, we've been upgrading the corridor that this bridge is on. It's a single lane bridge, so it's not wide enough for the traffic that it supports. And it is cracked. There's a weld busted on it. So it's Bridge 176. It's on 700 East between 400 North and 500 North. And we got a notice to bidders to send out a bid for a replacement of this. Of course, if you guys agree to it. We're expecting it to come in between $200,000 and $300,000 to replace this, which we'll use some of the same piers on it, and we'll put a metal pan under it, or a steel pan, and we'll pour it as a concrete bridge and widen it for 2 lanes. We were going to, so the State Board of Accounts has, I forget how to say it, they've got policies and procedures and guidelines that you have to follow. And our local ordinance is jobs between $50,000 and $150,000 you have to put out to bid. The State Board of Accounts has changed that with NDOT, that it's between $50,000 and $300,000 that you can just ask for 3 quotes. So it saves you the time putting the bid application in the money to advertise for a week, be off for a week, advertise for a week. There's still a process that you've got to ask for 3 quotes, but if it's under $300,000, you're able to do that. And I was thinking that's what we were going to do, because this is a wintertime project. And then I got to thinking about it and talked to Jen, and I was like, oh, our local code trumps this. So if we want to pursue this, I'd like to get it pursued and advertised as soon as possible. So then at I wrote it down here, December 23rd meeting, we can accept it. And then I've got the local funds in my culverts and bridges is kind of the same one under the Cume Bridge. I had the local funds there that we were planning on doing that project. Just the process of getting to there has drug on.
So
a little
you'll
bit.
get with Jen on which ordinance needs to be amended.
Yeah, and that's something, I thought about that too. It'd be nice to amend it for the county highway, but there may be other agencies that it doesn't work so good for, or other departments within the county.
Tell me, what to
So-
specifically label it for the county highway for now, unless we're
Because we're hardly ever gonna be able to get $150,000 for a bridge or a road is not very much. And then it ends up costing us money to advertise and draws
Any
everything
issues with
out.
that?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Okay. All right, good. We'll get that on the 1223 agenda.
Okay, so, if you guys are okay with us advertising for bids for, Bridge 176.
Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be a necessary thing. I mean, I agree with Larry. I mean, those road bridges, I mean, have worked fine for 50 years, but I also get it. The
Yeah.
expense of maintaining them, so.
I'll make a motion to accept and take bids for Bridge 76.
A motion made by Commissioner Keith. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes 3-0. Okay, we got a couple of LPA claim vouchers here,
Yeah,
too, that,
I'll give this to,
that need approved. Okay, this is for the old Highway 50 project, the intersection for 150 West, and then also the bridge over the culvert ditch. So there are 2 LPA clean vouchers, and the total amount's $40,477.28, and then $18,629.91. 80%'s reimbursable on the 40,000, and then 90% on the 18,000. So I'd entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
A motion made by Commissioner Cook. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Keith. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0.
Okay, another thing I've got on there. I don't know if it's on there. Yeah. So the ADA information, I guess we didn't officially change anything on it, but maybe we need to look at officially changing the ADA Title VI director from the current director to me at the Highway Department. There's a lot of requirements on it. There's a lot of focus on it. With the federal funding dollars going down and not being as readily available to all the counties, basically they're looking for reasons why you don't qualify for these dollars. And one of the reasons that came up was being compliant with ADA and Title VI policies. And currently we're not quite compliant. I did submit all the required paperwork. I took the test and the training, and I think I've sent you guys that. I changed some, who the director was or coordinator, whatever it's called. And I wrote which I think these were in your packets, the 25 annual goals and accomplishments that was required for them. And I've also sent them a VCAP letter, which is required to send to them, and what compliances that you're not currently in and what you're gonna do about them to fix them. So that's just, you can read through there and see what all I've wrote.
Okay.
So if you guys would,
So when you say you mean the highway department, and then you'll find someone within the highway department?
it would have to be me.
You had to take the
And then
Yeah.
And then going forward, this won't be the end of it. I think as a county, you guys are on the move to do something with the building commissioner permitting and stuff like that. I think that would be a good place for this to fall into.
Right.
But we don't have that luxury to wait till then.
Yeah, I'm okay with you being the short-term fix, and then you'll find the most appropriate
You can
person.
call me the intern.
Yeah. Sounds good. I know Phil Cornelius did this when he was there, and then when he left, we found someone else to do it, and so bringing it back probably makes the most sense. So
Yeah, it makes sense. Seems like it's affecting you, making sure everything's paperwork's all done.
It does. I do a lot of work and
Yeah.
applications and
So-
talking.
I'd entertain a motion to move the ADA director from, I think it's maybe currently Rodney, over to Chris, and then you'll coordinate with Rodney to.
ADA and Title VI, both.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Keith. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0.
And I got two more things. I'll make them quick. I can tell Nathan starts speeding me up. But
He tries.
Hey, no worries.
He
It's
tries.
only been 33 minutes. You take
I
your.
know. On October 30th, we did get inspected by IDEM, so that's pretty serious. It's staying compliant with IDEM.
Yeah.
And that's basically because of our asphalt plant.
Right.
Is what they're looking for. So they did it, and I did have to. I think I sent you guys a letter of their report. So there was no violations that were observed. So we got a passing grade on that, no violations. They did have me write up, which you guys can see it, PMP, which is a preventive maintenance plan for all the maintenance that we're doing. We do all the maintenance that's required. Got 3 generators that we have to check, once a year for so many hours. We got to check our bag house, that's basically for pollutants and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that they require us to do on a regular basis, an annual basis, to be able to operate that plant. And we do everything they required. We just didn't have a plan in place saying that we did it. So I did write the plan.
Okay.
And then the last thing is the CCMG projects that we did for 2024-2 and 2025-1 are now all completed. The invoice has been submitted to us. I think it was a total of 18 miles is what we got paved. Actually, we got it milled and overlaid. Some of them miles are striped. Some we left unstriped for the time being. And that was, I don't think I wrote the total, but it was them actually bids came in cheaper than what the estimate was. The actual on 24-2 was 1.4 million, with the county having to pay 25% of that, which is $360,000, because that was a 25% match. The 2025-1, The actual is 1.2 million. The county had to pay $300,000, and I'm doing some rounding again. That was our 25% match. So, what'd I say,
Pretty good,
$660,000 to get 18 miles. And it's good. They did a good job.
Yeah.
Great.
So that's completed. We're gonna submit the documents, and then, we've got to return some money back to NDOT because they give us a check. They award us the grant, give us a check for their percentage before, what do you call them, the bids come back. So it's kind of a mess. But, and then real quick update, we're done paving. We didn't get some of the projects that we talked about. We might want to bring them up at another meeting and make them all official, which one was the 4-H grounds, finishing what we did there with the 2 parking lots. The other one is for Erica out at the airport. They've got a little section of gravel, and the airport's been doing some big major projects themselves. And this is just a little project that just, it's a little place with gravel and airports don't mix. It's not a good mix. So if we could get rid of that, we went and looked at it. I think it's something we could do. I did some cost estimates on them, both of them. If you want me to spit them out and you guys vote on them, or you want to talk about them a different time, neither one are going to happen this year.
We'll talk about it at a different time. We
Okay.
got quite a few people.
And then as far as, like I said, we're done paving. We only paved 5 miles ourselves this year because our asphalt plant had got struck by lightning. Took us about a month to get all the things figured out on it. And we did 17 miles of double chip seal, which was turning. Last year we tiled 18-mile of roadway, and we turned 14 of that 18-mile roadway in a new hard surface. We still got 4 mile left that we're working with people to secure the right-of-ways to get them updated. And then we tiled 15-mile road this year. So I told you, at one time we were shooting for 10 and we were getting 8, and with you guys helping and supporting what we're doing,
Yeah.
we've turned that 8 to 15 miles of road a year.
That's awesome. So we're well over 100 miles of gravel road that we've already
Since it
serviced.
started, yes.
Yeah.
I believe we should be, I'll pull that together and give you a report maybe next month. We should be close to 150 mile of new road since we implemented the 5-year road improvement project. And if I could figure it out, if we could we had like a little over 400 miles 12 years ago when I started. If we do another 5-year, we can get down to about 200 miles of gravel road. Then you're going to talk about, out of that 200 miles, 80 miles are probably fair weather roads, which are dirt roads that go out by the river, and the other 120 miles are roads that might not have any housing on them. They're sand roads, basically west of Edwardsport Road.
Yeah, I'm
West
thinking,
Edwardsport Road, there's 12 houses.
yeah, once we get down to that 250 mile mark, that's probably going to start tapping it out. And then we look maybe 50 miles of those roads to see which ones need tiled.
Yeah.
And then tile 50 miles of those 200, 250, which makes it a better gravel road.
Yeah.
Then the rest of the roads are just country roads.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's kind of what my plan was. I've been pushing forward with we keep talking about the debate on maintaining what we have as opposed to being a construction company and building new.
Yeah.
I think the biggest complaint, the biggest hurdle that I can see in our county is the amount of gravel roads that we have and the distress that it causes to people for dust and mud and stuff. So I think we keep pushing forward on that. When we get down to that level, the money that we're spending, we spend a great deal on building these roads. It's not cheap. It's $180,000 a mile to turn a gravel road into a chip seal road. If you turn it into a hard surface road, it's like $320,000 per mile. So it's a great deal, and it's a great time that we have to put into this process. But if we can get down to that 150, 200 mile, then that money and that time that we're using to transform these roads into hard surface roads, will shift over to our maintenance department, and we'll have even more time and even more money to maintenance, and we'll go through and maintenance them as a whole.
Yep.
So
Hey,
that's
great-
all I've got.
Great job. Great job with that plan. Thank you. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Okay.
All right, meeting adjourned.
Sorry, everybody.
Do we need a motion for that meeting?
Yeah, now you get to leave and they get to stay. Thanks, Chris. No, yeah, make sure I got everything signed for you. Next up, we got Westgate update. Kent had to move him down the agenda a little bit, but got Kent Parisian here for the Westgate update. Good morning, Kent.
Morning, sir. I apologize that you had to move me, but
Oh, no, thanks for being here.
I'm old and parts don't work like they're supposed to work, and when the doctor calls, you got to go. So,
Yeah.
just want to give you guys an update as to what is going on. I would encourage you guys over this holiday season, if you have a chance to just drive around, to come up to the tech park and drive around. There's lots of construction going on right now. Very impressive. But right now we have Kratos IPIF building is moving along. They've moved along way ahead of schedule. It looks like they'll be completed in May or June of 2026 now. And that's the building that's right behind the academy at this point in time. They've even, Kratos is even working on a second project, which would be to the east of the academy, and already laid the groundwork there. So there's lots of activity going on around there. The Momentum RCE building, which is on the south side of the highway there, that's closest to the town of Crane. A lot of dirt is being moved there. Very impressive as to how much dirt has to be moved and how much is moved already. But they're looking to get started in the first quarter of 2026 with actual building. Then we have the CACI building, which is in the Martin County region. Their steel is up. They're not under roof completely at this point in time. And they're expecting to turn the building over to the residents by midsummer of 2026. So a lot of new buildings being prepared and being ready by 2026. Then there's a site, just recently, there's a corner of, well, it brings together all counties. Greene County is on the north side, Daviess County is on the south side, Martin County is on the east side. And there was an eyesore there. There was a house there that burnt down partially. And the fire department made that a project, ended up burning it down completely. And then Greene County has a developer that's putting a couple spec buildings in there as well. And those will be starting in the first quarter of 2026. One of the things that I did want to point out in this meeting, Senator Banks just had a Northwest Indiana Defense Summit in November 11th and 12th in Fort Wayne. Westgate had a booth there, and also Senator Banks spoke very highly of what Crane is doing and instilled in the northern part of the state about Crane and about business being directed to Crane. So I thought that was kind of interesting that he had it at Fort Wayne to begin with, but then when he had it at Fort Wayne, he was talking about Crane. So I thought that spoke very well, and I wanted to point that out to you guys as well. And we did have a presence there. Bryant went up there and talked to several people. Infrastructure-wise, which is the big question, phase one of the infrastructure, we awarded a contract to Reed & Sons for $1.83 million. The good news about that is I think the estimates came in at around $3.2 million. And so we awarded a contract of $1.83 million, which is a savings that we can use in other infrastructure projects that's going on. The Ready 2.0 grant was executed, but to understand the Ready 2.0 grant, the redevelopment tax, our project was delayed on that. So they said, well, can we give you some redevelopment tax credits that will be worth more than what we gave you to begin with? And we said, well, because of the timing, that would be great. So Ready 2.0 was finalized, the grant agreement was finalized, and now the redevelopment tax credits should be fully funded by the end of this year. So we should have that money. So we'll have Ready 1.0, Ready 2.0 funds already. We're working on the old CC grant, which is to finalize the design contract with that will bring the town of Crane over to the infrastructure in the tech park, as well as run some needed infrastructure over to some other parts of the tech park. That's phase 2. And with the old CC grant to study the effectiveness of it, if they see the need for it, they will also grant the money to do the improvements. And then finally, we talk about the federal CDS, which is for $15 million of Senator Young. And that looks like we'll have a continuation of CR until January, but that looks like in January that could possibly become part of the budget and go through. If that doesn't go through, the old CC grant will reduce what we need of that 15 million by about 3 to 4 million. And we'll be looking at about $11 million shortfall. That's something that the Westgate Authority is looking at possibly having to borrow money for to get it done. But we're at a point now where we've got so much business coming our way that's a thing that's going to happen, and we're going to have to figure out a way to do that. Back to the projects, we've got over $3 billion in active projects right now. We also have continued interest. There's another testing project that was interested that RFP was received on 11/7, and responses are due on 11/18. That's approximately $18 million in investments and 25 new jobs. Also, we've got 3 flex buildings that they're possibly looking for a total of about 100,000 square foot that would be going in the tech park as well. The last thing I want to fill you in on, there's 2 parks that are being developed in the park. There's a park that's located just in Martin County that will be located next to the gate, or not to the gate, next to the base on the east side there of the tech park. And we're getting grant dollars for that to purchase the ground and turn that into a park. Now, what that means is that park can only be a park. There cannot be any development on that little section over there. But what we're doing is Westgate's taking ownership of it and making a park that people that work there can go over there and walk on trails and do some other stuff while they're there. Also, they're working on WRMCA, which is the White River Military Coordination Alliance, is working on a USS Constitution Park that would be located in Daviess County. And what they want to do is build a replica of the USS Constitution. It was supposed to be a small replica. It's become a larger replica now that STEM would be located in it, and there'd be some conference things going on there. But that would also be a park that is trying to get grant money to be developed, and that Westgate could possibly take over for development as well, as long as it's in the black. Westgate will not take it over if it's in the red and cannot self-sustain itself. That's all I got for you guys at this point. That's pretty quickly. And
Great stuff, yeah.
A lot going on.
yeah, it's very impressive. Just take a drive up there and look. I mean,
Up through there a few days ago, and yeah, it's a lot of construction going on.
yeah,
Awesome.
we talked about steel and concrete. When's it coming? And now it's like coming floods.
Coming
And
out
so it's a great thing. It's good to see the progress. Kratos is working hard in that area. They're also working on their ammunitions campus up in Greene County. That's turned into about a 1,200 acre project now. And so there's lots of new things. I've heard there's supposed to still be a Love's going in at that exit. So lots of things are happening up there. So if you guys ever have any questions, you guys all have my cell phone numbers.
Yeah.
Feel free to text me at any time. I live, breathe, and eat there, so I know.
I appreciate it. Commissioners, any questions?
No, not at all.
Keep up the good work. Thanks for being here, Kent.
Thanks
Get better.
for moving me back,
Of
and
course.
I do apologize because I know your time's valuable.
Oh, get better. Happy Thanksgiving. Hey, next up, we got the Family Health Center Annual Report. Jennifer Emmons. Good morning, Jennifer.
Hello. I will not take very much of your time. Thank you for letting me be here. We are the community mental health center that's designated by the state for Daviess County. And I know you have this report in your packet, so I'm not going to read a lot of the data to you. I'm going to tell you a few other things that's happening. But for the group here today, state fiscal year 2025, we did serve 1,262 patients here at Daviess County. And that was just under 4,000 clinical encounters that we did. I'm very happy to say that From a state survey that we administered to our patients, Family Health Center did rate above the state average in both patient satisfaction and health outcomes for our patients. So the care we're giving is above the state average. Some of the things that's not in this report that I just wanted to highlight, we have a state grant for prevention. So our prevention team has been out in the schools doing Too Good for Drugs, Too Good for Violence campaigns. If you've seen some advertisements, we've done a lot of free movies, free swim days here in Davies County. Those are always sold out events. Every time we have a movie, we always hear that I would never get to come here because I couldn't afford to come here. So it's really good for families to come to that. Along with behavioral health in our clinic, we have expanded primary care. So when someone comes to our clinic here, they can get their primary care and their behavioral health needs met. So that's been a good thing for our patients. We've been able to increase some of our staffing. We have a couple new therapists starting here in the next couple of months. So that's been encouraging for anybody that has tried to recruit therapists. They're kind of in short supply across the state. And then lastly, our crisis services. We had an open house. So our crisis services, someone to call, someone to respond, and a safe place to go is fully open 24/7. The crisis unit is located in Vincennes, but we do respond to Davies County, can transport patients to our unit, and transport patients back here to Davies County back home. So we're doing a lot of good things there. I know since the open house that happened about a month ago, we've had 20 individuals in our crisis unit, and they've had about 30 mobile deployments out in the community. We answer about 80 to 90 crisis calls a month. That's kind of where our statistics are at. Also in your report, it does break down how many patients we saw for mental health and substance abuse, and it breaks that down by adult and children. So I would entertain any questions you have or anything else you'd like for me to go over.
So on the first page where it says average time from intake to offered initial evaluation, is that how long patients wait to be seen?
Well, we do have walk-in hours. So if they don't want to have walk-in hours, unfortunately it's about 34 days. So we're hoping with some new therapist staff. We've talked a little bit just recently about opening up our crisis center in Vincennes. And just, even if you're not in crisis, and if you can come there and just get started in services.
Right.
And even if they're here and they're willing to do telehealth, a lot of patients aren't willing to do telehealth. But if they're willing to do telehealth, then we can get them in a lot quicker.
I think the data is great. I think ongoing it'd be interesting to see how the trend is.
Yeah,
So I don't
okay.
know. I don't want to gum it up with too much data, but
Yeah.
or is 34 better or worse than it was a year or two ago? And
Right, and I don't know that, but yeah, I can bring that.
yeah, that'd be great. Commissioners, any questions?
No, great work.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for being here. Okay, next up, the Baker Tilly agreement. Is that what the Davies County arbitrage? Yeah, Commissioner Keith's going to explain to everyone what arbitrage.
Right, yeah,
The floor is yours.
thanks.
So Baker Tilly is, I don't know where we would be without the financial consulting that we have available to us. So
to do with our bond, so they take care of all the paperwork for the reporting.
So on the 2024 bonds, oh, okay, so you mean the the revenue bonds, not the, gotcha, okay. So yeah, so they have standard hourly rates that depend on who they have working for us. That's their rates for what they charge us by the hour. So they provide a good product. Obviously, we use them as sparsely as we can because it is costly, but it is necessary. So
Yeah, it's usually when we have to speak to them.
we have to.
Yeah, we have to. That's,
Yeah, and they answer a lot of questions without getting us receiving bills as well. So they're good at that. So if there's no other questions, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
so moved.
A motion made by Commissioner Keith. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0. All right, next up, I think we got Julie Riker. I haven't seen Julie here. Got the GI GIS dispatch contract. Jen, do you have any, is there anything that's changed?
I believe she had already reference
Okay.
IT and stuff, and this had to do with,
Gotcha. This is the GIS, it's the Sheriff's Department and Spillman and just all the technology we need to make sure the first responders have the information they need to respond quickly. So it's $42,350. It's already in their budget. Any questions or discussions?
Make a motion to approve the contract.
A motion made by Commissioner Cook. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Keith. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 3-0. It looks like the Sheriff's Department is the one who will sign the contract. I can go ahead and sign it too, but it's Davies County Sheriff's Office. So tell you what, I'll go ahead and sign it. And Sheriff, if you want to sign below my name, you can, but just in case they need it. Okay, next up, we got the EDC contract. We've had a lot of discussion on the EDC contract, which has been great discussion. I think we all agree that, you know, we're now at a nice crossroad in Davies County. You know, now we can look over the horizon and say, where do we want to go? Before, we were paying off bonds and paying off bills, and, you know, now we're able to get our head above water and figure out where we want to go. So did make a couple of changes in the contract, as far as like the metrics in particular. There's going to be several things that are clearly measurable, and we want to know what those are and how we're going to measure them. And then there'll be some things that are a little less measurable. So we put a stipulation in here as far as creating metrics, as far as just showing, you know, what the ROI on the investment that the county is making. So the board, EDC board, has agreed to those and to provide those back to the county. And this will be a year-to-year contract, so we'll see those metrics next year. And we can massage them and kind of get them to where we want them to be.
Did you have something on the MC Tech and that for the end of this year, right?
Yeah, I actually reached out to Bob and Kent this week, actually. They got a draft that they're going to be presenting to me just maybe the first week in October or December. So they are working on that on MNC Tech, W Tech, and then I told them, if you want to throw in Isoflex, well, throw in anything you want to throw in, but what's the formula? How are you calculating it? Because those, I oversimplify things, but those should be the easiest things to monitor, to measure. So let's start there. So, but yeah, by end of December is the deadline for that. So if there's any questions on this contract, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
A motion made by Commissioner Keith. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye. Aye, motion passes 3-0. Okay. All right, next up, we got the holiday schedule. Currently, we follow the state. So that's what we've done the past, I don't know how many decades. The federal holiday is different than the states, but we always follow suit with the state. So there are some holidays we don't recognize that the federal government does. We have traditionally not gotten into that debate. Whatever the state does, we does. So got that. The commissioner's calendar, we got the meeting set back to 9 a.m. There's been probably 3 different formats that I've been under. So if we're still good with 9 a.m. or if you
Yeah.
guys want it earlier?
I'm good with that. Let's just get our other meetings in beforehand if we need to.
Okay. 9 a.m. still work for you ladies, okay? Would you guys like it earlier? You guys good with 9? Okay.
I like the earlier meetings, but I know it
Yeah,
throws everybody else.
pinches them a little bit. Okay, we'll keep those at 9, second and fourth Tuesday. We've got the highway meetings, it looks like they've got them every Tuesday, or every meeting, they've got highway meetings, which actually I'm okay with that. We can just cancel every other one if we don't need to meet, but it's nice to have that block in case we want to meet.
What time do we have those as?
7:30 a.m. is what those,
7:30, not 7:45, okay.
I'm good with that. Does that work for you, or? Apparently not.
No, I'm thinking hour and a half. You got 15 minutes travel, right? So to get back to here, so didn't know if an hour or do we need the hour and a half is what that's the only debate I
for the
have.
highway meeting.
Especially if we're having them twice a month.
Yeah.
We used to do 30 minutes, and we was pushed a little
Yeah,
bit.
30 minutes isn't enough, but
No,
an hour.
an
would
hour, I
probably
think
be-
we should be fine, and then.
So that's what I'm wondering, if you don't push it up a little bit.
It's 7:45.
Or to 7, or what are you saying?
No, I would push it up. So if you go 7:45 to 8:45, gives you 15
Yeah.
minutes to get here.
I'm fine with that.
Does that make sense?
So we'll move the highway meetings to 7:45. That way give Chris some more time to get his crew
Correct.
set, so, okay. And then the payday schedules will be kind of the same format, so. I'd entertain a motion to approve all of those.
So moved.
A motion made by Commissioner Keith. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 3-0. Next up, we got the Graber Farm lease amendment. This is for the, this is probably for the highway ground, if I had to.
Actually out by the airport, and due to
Oh,
the expansion of the runway and stuff.
That's right. So the airport manages this one, but we had to tweak the acreage. Yeah.
Correct.
So this here just changes the acreage, which then amends the rent, so, to be proportional. So I'd entertain a motion to approve if there's no questions.
So moved.
A motion made by Commissioner Keith. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
A motion passes 3-0. Okay, moving right along here. On the commissioner appointments, we do have all of them filled. The only thing I have not done yet is on Heather Racy on the Community Corrections Advisory Board. She found a replacement a week or so ago. Chelsea Geralds, which first time Chelsea's hearing her name being mentioned. I haven't asked her yet. So I need to call Chelsea to verify her. You had a list. I didn't ask you to print it off, but did you have that printed by chance?
I don't have it
Okay.
printed.
Tell you what we'll do, we'll put this on the next meeting's agenda, because I think we have everything set now. And we've got 4 or 5 new appointees with their contact information. So, if you don't mind sending your copy to Jen, because it was
Okay.
really neat how you, mine's all sloppy handwriting. So then you can get the information off him, off of his, and then I'll call Chelsea, and then we should just.
You want me to wait until Chelsea's affirmed or no?
Now, go ahead and put her name down.
Okay.
I'll call her today.
Can you spell her last name, do you know?
Jerrells. I believe Heather's already spoken with her. So I will call and confirm.
Okay.
Appreciate you guys working on this. I was kind of gone that week, and you guys kind of took the bull by the horns there, and I didn't have much part in that.
No, great work. And then we'll continue to build the training camp, so to speak, for people who are interested. We've asked that all these different boards have some sort of an information tab that if anyone wants to reach out and know what each one does, we can just have some information, because, I mean, there's at least 12 here, and there's probably 15 or so that we appoint. And it's just kind of hard to keep the knowledge, so.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
of them meet yearly, some of them meet monthly and all that, so having all that information, it
Yeah,
helps.
the cadence of meetings is important. Okay, but yeah, great work on that. Okay, so we'll put that on the December 9th Commissioner meeting. Okay, the CVIT and the FIT distributions, this is the income tax that's based off, one's like a financial institution tax and one's a commercial vehicle tax. And so it's a fairly small amount, but the commissioners need to decide if it just goes into the general fund as currently is. I mean, it's 5 figures.
Currently, it's based off of tax rates and it's been divvied out through our settlement process. The state has removed that out of that process and now it's being determined on how it wants to be handled. So
Yeah. Okay, so out of a $40 million budget, it's like 5 figures, so it's not nothing, but, probably not worth a lot of time and effort to divvy it out, so you guys okay just sweeping that into the general fund?
Like the right thing to do.
Okay, so entertain a motion, to move those to the general fund?
So moved.
Okay, motion made, by Commissioner Keith,
Second?
second by Commissioner Cook, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion passes 3-0. Okay. Next, we got the EMS contract. So we'd reached out to see if we could move the payments to biannual like we have on some of the other contracts. So, that is the change, the main change. At the hospital meeting last Thursday, there was some discussion on the contract amount. And so, there are some monies available in the GPC TIF district, for the ambulance service if the RDC, that's kind of the plan is fire department, CMS, economic development projects, road maintenance, at GPC. So I just thought about this morning on the, is there any, right now we spend $795,000 for the ambulance contract, which if you look at other counties, it's probably about half of what some other counties are funding their contracts. And it should be less for a variety of reasons. But it may be a case where we need to look at increasing that. And so I don't know if there's any appetite to go ahead and increase that by 200,000 for January 1, or how long should we wait, considering some of the staffing and salaries and stuff that.
I mean, the last I had talked to Justin, new CEO, right, is he has made a few tweaks to bring down their deficit part, right? And those have to play out over a little bit of a time. So moving it to biannually, like most of our contracts seem to be, makes sense. The amount staying there probably makes sense with, there's always a possibility at any time, right, that we can look at that contract and find other things. Is that correct?
We can,
Like I'm saying, like if it's March, if it's July, right, and they come in and they're like, hey, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, we can certainly wait, but just with the current state of healthcare, the current financial state of healthcare, and the current issue as far as collecting revenue, and every day, every week is a struggle. So I don't know if we're talking in terms of months as far as needing to do something.
Well, and the biannual helps a little, right? So biannual, when does that pay out?
Well,
January,
to be in January,
and then pays out again in what, July?
yeah,
July. Biannual helps a little,
it does.
right?
Yeah.
And then I would say as we look into with RDC and getting that plan together for TIF, that's why I wouldn't want to change the contract yet until we look at those things. Is that fair?
It's fair, but I think it's pretty clear with the RDC on the directions on the different buckets we're going to fund, and this could help push them to getting that. Either or is not a bad avenue.
I kind of feel the rural hospitals, it's statewide, that are struggling. Any bit that we can help them at all, I would be in favor to increase.
I mean, in a dream world, what I'd like to do is January 1, we give them the first half of the existing amount. March, we give them the increase. Whatever we agreed to do, we would give that in March, and then July, they get the last. So we don't increase it today. But just knowing that cash is king and how important cash flow is, if we can pull it from March to January, it would help them more. That would help the hospital more doing that. That's the only reason I'm leaning that way, is the sooner we get cash, the better it is for operations. But I also sprung it on you guys. So
Correct.
if we want to table it and talk about it in December, we can table the contract entirely.
Can we?
You had the doctor's appointment then, and we talked about it a little bit there at the hospital meeting, and
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
You had to leave.
yeah.
So let's do this. I
Last
sprung,
meeting in December?
first meeting. Last meeting in December, we just opened presents and drink hot chocolate. But, December 9th,
Are you guys buying the presents? I don't know.
yeah, the council's got it in there.
Right.
So let's do this. Let's go ahead and table this to the 9th. I forgot CC had to leave the hospital meeting a little early. So let's go ahead and table the ambulance contract to the 9th. Because, yeah, I don't like to have things sprung on me during meetings. So let's do that so we have time to evaluate that. And in either direction's an okay direction. So, okay. Motion to table the ambulance contract.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Keith. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. All right, getting down to the nitty gritty. Yes.
I would just try to re-announce that the job posting for the weights and measures
Oh, yes.
has been posted.
Oh.
Weights and measures, our current weights and measures is retiring. It's a well-paid, well-appreciated position. You set the hours, visiting the retail spots, all the scales. We do have that spot open for January 1. I think it's 20-some thousand dollars a year, 20 hours a week-ish. Yeah, close enough. So,
Laura might be interested. Are you interested in the part-time job?
Laura? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So,
We
yeah,
had your name down. We'll take it off.
need to get the word out, so. Anything from the audience? Nope. Okay, if there's nothing else, I'd entertain a motion to approve payroll claims and to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Keith. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.